In today's episode, we're speaking to Luisa Ferrario. Luisa empowers service-based women entrepreneurs to activate the right mindset, emotion set, business structure, and leadership skills to accelerate to six figures with ease. She's been an entrepreneur for 25 plus years, and she's a growth mindset and business coach, an international speaker, a published author, and has founded 10 plus businesses globally thus far. She's also the leader of a private Facebook community, Wealthier Women and Entrepreneurs. So let's speak to Luisa and find out how she changed her life by changing her mindset. And remember, if you want to upgrade your money mindset, then click on the link www.millionairefoundations.com and watch my free training. Welcome. This is Gull, your money mindset expert. And today I'm so excited. We're speaking to Luisa Ferrario. Welcome, Luisa.
Hello everyone. Thank you for having me, Gull.
Thank you for coming as a guest, Luisa. Luisa, everyone's heard your intro. They know how fabulous you are. But please, in your own words, tell everybody what it is that you do.
Okay, so I am a business coach, or to keep it maybe more simple, I am a business growth strategist. So it's more nailed on what I actually help people do, and I work with ambitious service-based business women who wanted to get to accelerate to 100K with ease. Yeah.
Wonderful. So Luisa, talk us through your journey. Obviously, being a growth strategist or a business coach wasn't the first thing that came to your mind as a child. What led you to become a business coach? Talk us through your journey.
Yes. I mean, my journey starts a little bit earlier than thinking about becoming a business coach. So maybe you want me to add this part as well, because it's probably the one that really explains the best, at best, what actually happened to for me to want to be a business coach. And so I have been an entrepreneur for 27 years, so it has been quite a journey. But I will not start from there. And I have been in the coaching industry for the past 20 years. Okay.
Wow, that's that's a long time. Okay.
Yeah, as well, absolutely. And I have founded 10 businesses so far. So I have, a certain kind of experience that is not just in the coaching industry, but it is on a different kind of businesses and also in different kind of historical times, and also with different people, because I have been serving different audiences for each one of the businesses that I had. So basically what happened 20 and something years ago is that I was 32 back then, and I was very fulfilled. I was thinking that I had the world in my hands, and that I was leading my life. And then suddenly, in a matter of weeks, everything fell apart, and I lost my family, I lost the marriage, I lost all my money, basically. I lost my business, I lost part of my health. I still have a chronic condition that is fibromyalgia, and a couple of other things that have been that made my life, let's say, creative in order to find out how to overcome those obstacles. And so it has been a very, very dark time. And my rock bottom was when, due to the fact that I am a queer person, I was losing the custody of my daughter. That was the biggest risk that I was going through.
I'm a bit confused. What does that mean? So you were losing the custody of your daughter. Why?
Because I am a queer person.
You mean gay?
No, I'm not gay. I'm queer. I'm bisexual. So
Oh,
queer. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. I didn't understand. Okay, so that's interesting. So why would you be losing the custody of the child because you're queer? That doesn't. I mean, I suppose in today's day and age, there's so much tolerance for for transgender, for bisexuals, and for sexual preference of a person. It should not matter what they are like as a parent. That doesn't make sense to me. So what was the reason behind it?
We are talking about 20 years ago.
That's actually true. Yeah, because I'm speaking from today's perspective, because there's so much tolerance for people. I think it's gone a bit too far now, but even so wow. So that is for me as a parent, that would be devastating for me, absolutely devastating for me. And so how did you deal with that, losing the custody of your child?
I had to to compromise, strongly compromise with the requests of my ex-husband in order to avoid this topic to be brought to the court, and so to be one of the things that I could be blackmailed.
Okay.
With
no.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is probably the rock bottom that
Yes.
that you had 20 years ago. How did you lift up from there? What happened next? How did you pick yourself up and get to the place where you are now? Because you're thriving now. So how did that happen for you?
Yeah. So what happened is that luckily, in a matter of a few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I was talking to a friend, and she was working in a bookstore. And she knew what I was going through, and she suggested me to read a book that you probably know is called Chicken Soup for the Soul of Jack Canfield. And that has been
Yes, who hasn't heard of the book or read the book? Yes, there's a number of stories, a collection of stories, amazing stories.
Yeah. And it has been my light in the dark. And I couldn't even see the tunnel. I was in such a dark place that I couldn't even see the tunnel. And so I think that I read, I can still see myself not sleeping that night. And I think that I read the whole book in just one night.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And the day after, I felt already that a transformation was taking place, at least, at the very core of my cells, in my DNA, I would say. And then I went back to her and I told her, give me something else. And she knew me better than I knew myself. And she gave me how is it called? Oh my gosh, it's from Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Okay.
That is definitely a more business-oriented book.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an amazing book. I mean, it's the history. Yeah. And the first one is more on a personal side, and that touched my heart and what I wanted it to be as a human being, and where I wanted it to be touched deep down as a human being. The second one was definitely something with practical advice, with tools to use, with exercises, with something so practical, because my friend knew that I am a very practical person, and I do not just live on the clouds. I needed to do something. I need to put things in practice. I need to see results. I am a go-getter. I am an action taker. And so that book, so with that book, I found out that there was a word called coaching. And I
Isn't it
think that,
amazing how the universe works?
yeah, absolutely. And I think that I spent probably a week searching everything online that I could find. I read through all the things that I could find back then. And so I was absorbing like a sponge. And I mean, I went from the dark place to a completely different, I would say, universe. Okay. So a parallel universe. There were no comparison between the two. And so I started to feel inside that there was a purpose in my life, that there was something that I could do. And I started following the instructions and the exercises that were in this book, in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Then I started reading other books, and so on and so forth. I immediately found a coaching course in order to become a life coach, because that was my first bit of being a coach. And that's what I did. So I started that, and then I wanted to have the possibility to have a mentor who could help me, because one of the things that I understood from all the books that I read, and the things that I was listening to, was that if you have someone on your side who do not just is rooting for you, but he has also or she has also been there, or they have a network, a certain kind of network. They can see you from the outside, and they can at least point at a direction that you can say, yes, it resonates, so I want to test this out and see how it goes. If you do not have that, you can absolutely do anything, but it becomes very, very slow. It becomes very different. So the number of trials and error triplicate, quadruplicate. So it becomes very.
I agree with that. I think that the point of a mentor is they give you a shortcut. They've been where you are, and they've already done the task that you're looking to do yourself, and they can give you the guidance to avoid the pitfalls that they went through or they saw, and as you start coaching, you not only do you see your pitfalls, you see your clients' pitfalls as well, so they can foresee, because they're ahead of you, they can guide you. And they're not, I always say a coach is not your friend. They should not be your friend. Your mentor is
Absolutely.
not there to be your friend. They're there to guide you. And sometimes that requires harsh guidance, and it requires harsh conversations. And if you're trying to be friendly, if you're trying to be a friend, you cannot be the coach. You cannot be the mentor. So I think that's the beauty of a mentor. And in my life, when I look at my life, I think I've achieved a lot, but it's because, I have made tons of mistakes. Let's not ignore the fact that I've made tons of mistakes. But I think there would have been a lot more had I not had the mentors in life.
Yeah.
So now I've learned, every time I go into a new venture, I seek out mentors simultaneously. So I know that I'm going into a new field, I have a mentor already who's going to support me in that endeavor, rather than me trying to go in there, make mistakes, and then find a mentor. There's no point, because I know I'm gonna mess up anyway. And this is what you're saying, and I completely agree with it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have always done, and that's exactly what I suggest everyone to do, whether it is to work with me or to work with someone else they resonate with, but go for that. And it will also make your entrepreneurial journey much more fun and much more rewarding, and much more meaningful. It's not just a matter of how much time you spare, how much money you spare, but it's just the whole situation that becomes an experience worth having.
Agreed.
So,
agreed. And I think
yeah.
the other thing is, for those, I think anybody who's on the entrepreneur journey will understand this point. Being an entrepreneur is a very, very lonely journey, extremely lonely journey. And there are maybe one or two examples of people who have partners, who have friends, or someone who can support them in that to the level. But vast majority of the people will not have anybody there who thinks like them, who's ambitious like them, who's willing to take those risks that they're willing to take. So most people see these people, the true entrepreneurs, as foolhardy, foolish people, because they're taking too many risks. It's unnecessary. Why do you need to do this? Why do you need the money? Why are you greedy? Why are you this? And so you need that support network, which unfortunately cannot be provided by your family or your friends. So you need to seek out in a different environment. And that's when a mentor comes in, and a community of people around the mentor that helps you to build that, to be on that journey, not by yourself, but a group of people.
Yeah, especially people. For two things. The first one is accountability. That's the reason why you need to have a community. Three things, actually: to have a network, because you can share experience, and sometimes you also find your business besties. Sometimes you also find joint ventures, people you can collaborate with, or you can build new things from scratch. And the third thing is also for mindset. And that's the reason why I built my own community that is called the Wealthier Women Entrepreneurs on Facebook. And because I really wanted to create a safe space and where people could thrive. Because the point, and I just wanted to go back a little bit to the beginning of my story. The reason why I had that harsh fall when I was 32 is that I realized that so I come from a very abusive household, from a family of origin. We are talking about physical abuse, we are talking about psychological abuse, we are talking about alcoholism, we are talking about a lot of money issues due to betting and stuff like that. And my parents were beautiful people, but they were totally ignorant to some extent. Even if my father was a leader of a bank and whatever, but emotionally and also the financial literacy was not available, on top of the abusive household. That is, of course, another thing. So I built my own family with my daughter, because then I became a single parent, and I built my family on completely different values and behaviors, and a completely different approach. And my daughter says that she has been brought up at bread and leadership. Just to give you an idea, she's now 26 years old and she's doing amazing. So the reason why I became a life coach, and I was so I had this strong entanglement with the word coaching, is because first and foremost, I wanted to be there at a certain point in my life that I didn't know where it could be. And looking back, I could tell people, see where I come from and where I am now. I wanted to be aspirational. So that was the top of my mind when I chose to become a coach. So another very, on one side, scary thing, and on the other side, a necessity, was that, again, I was talking about having a mentor. The mentor that I found that was exactly what I needed had a program that was 2 years long, 24 months. And the program 20 years ago, the price of this program was 1,000 euros a month. 20 years ago, okay? So I was going through a divorce, and I didn't have the money for that. And I barely had the money to pay for the rent and for, food and, the usual things, the utility, the things that you need in order to keep going. So I went to work as a cleaner, and I started cleaning apartments for people because I absolutely wanted to have the extra money to pay for that. I also sold some jewelry that my mother left when she died. And so I had a small amount of money that I could use for the first month, the first installment, and the first and the second installment, and then the guidance that I received took me to the point that already the second month I onboarded the first client, and so on and so forth, and then in a matter of a few months I could stop cleaning apartments of other people. There is absolutely nothing wrong, but I was coming from a completely different place. And yeah, that has been tough.
I mean, that's an amazing story, Luisa, and I want to congratulate you. You know, the old saying, when you want to do something, you find a way. So a lot of people,
Absolutely.
when they come out, I want to do this program, but I don't have the money. I always say, if you either find the money or you find an excuse. And if you are serious about upgrading your life and taking on coaching, whatever business, in my case, it's money mindset. Whatever you want to do, you will find the money, and you will find how to create that life. And it's either you find an excuse or you find a way to come up with it. And you're a prime example that you are willing to do whatever it takes in order to do that program and then to turn your life around. You were determined to do it, and that's what you have. So on that note, we're going to wrap this up, because I think this is a brilliant point to stop, and a brilliant point for people to realize that it doesn't matter where you are right now, you can turn your life around if you have the determination. You have to have the attitude, as you did, do whatever it takes, and you're willing to do that. And that explains, and that is the reason why the universe has rewarded you, and you have all these accolades and all these achievements to your name now, 20 years down the line. But when you first started, you had to pay the price. And in your case, it was cleaning apartments, doing something else, and compromising on your personal values in order to have your child, both of which are hugely difficult tasks to do, but you're willing to do them. So Luisa, tell everybody, how can you find the internet? How can we connect with you?
So I have this beautiful community of ambitious women entrepreneurs on Facebook that is called Wealthier Women Entrepreneurs. And then I have my own website that is luisaferrario.com, where you can find a lot of free resources on how to accelerate to 6 figures, on how to get leads every day, on how to grow, to start and grow your Facebook group, and how to work effectively with your team, and so on and so forth. And also my digital products, and also my flagship offer. And I'm also on LinkedIn. I am on Instagram, not really, but I'm there as Luisa Ferrario Coach. And then I'm also on Facebook, of course, as a personal account.
Wonderful. So if you are listening to us on the podcast, then all the links to Luisa would be on the show notes. And if you're watching on YouTube, then down below in the description section. We will have all the links she just mentioned as well. Go check her out and see how she can help and support you. Well, thank you so much for being a guest today, Luisa. We have to have you back on Money Talkies, but thank you so much for being such an amazing guest today.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Ciao.
And thank you for listening to me and Luisa today. I will be back with another amazing guest, finding out how they changed their life by changing their mindset. Until the next time we meet, this is Gull signing off. Take care and bye for now.